programs that
They're
compete?
a very good football team. I think the state did the right thing, the way that they built out the pods after the round of 32. I think the four best teams made it to the Dome. They were on point today. We had our chances. We turned them over three times in the first half, and we're only able to get 7 points out of it. Um, the touchdown that was called back by penalty, I think, was a huge turning point momentum-wise in the second quarter. It was tough to come back from that. And then, when they had their lead, they did what we thought they were going to do. They put us in the grinder. It was really hard to control the line of scrimmage. And I tip my cap to them. They're going to be a tough out in the championship game.
Coach, how difficult was it to match their physicality today? You've been able to do that all year, but it seemed like they were a little bigger than you.
Well, oh yeah. I mean, just about everybody we play is a little bit bigger than us, but it doesn't really matter. We're still going to pipe it in there and do what we can. We play a very physical brand of football. When you get here and play inside in November, Final Four championship game, you have to know that the other team is going to be playing at almost a similar level of physicality as you. And we talk about that as we work through the week. And I think we got our moments in there, but it was tough in the second half when they were really leaning on us, bleeding the clock. I think when we got the ball in the third quarter, there was maybe 6 minutes left, something like that. So it's difficult. They're a very good football team.
Talk about the legacy the senior classes left.
Class. Um, Wins and trophies and championships and all that stuff, they gather dust over time, but it's really just the way that they went about it. And it's not, these kids are on the crescendo of the streak, but it starts the class before them, and the class before them, and the class before them, all the way back to that 19 team my first year in Grundy Center. We've built an incredible legacy of hard work and dedication. And I think that these seniors, even though today is very difficult, they can look back on their careers and think what a wonderful run they're able to help continue.
I know it's something that you haven't really talked about over the years as a team. Obviously, it's out there, but just how difficult has it been to go on a run like this? I know you've talked about just having the support group in place, but it's been a difficult run.
The people outside of competitive sport have no idea how hard it is to win a game. It doesn't matter what sport it is, but especially one like football where you only have one competition a week, one a week. And all of the work that goes on behind the scenes, the countless hours that assistant coaches pour into game plans and scout reports and prep, it's really hard to win one, let alone two in a row. To win as many as we've had in a row is remarkable, and to just be a part of it is one of the professional joys of my life.
Talk about the legacy that Judd leaves with this program.
Like clockwork, we've had all-state caliber play at the quarterback position since I've been here. Logan Canuck to Colin Gordon, now Judd Jarofsky. Judd is the ultimate competitor, but he's also a fantastic leader. He cares about his teammates, cares about his school and his community. This one's really hard for him, I know it is, but he has nothing to look back at with any regret based upon the way he's played for 4 years.
Coach, they got you behind the sticks a lot on first down today. They took away a lot of stuff between the tackles. What were they doing that you just really haven't faced a lot this year?
A lot of movement. There were a lot of gap exchanges going on, and they were the two defensive ends stayed on the field most of the game, but I think they probably were playing for at least 5, maybe 6 or 7 defensive tackles, so they were pretty fresh. We were not. I think we ran out of gas a little bit at moments, but yeah, 1st and 10 was difficult for us. We're trying to mix up run and pass and not fall into a predictable pattern. But they always felt like they're always a step ahead of me in play calls, and they're changing their coverage quite a bit too. So tip of the cap to them. Hats off. They did a really nice job in their game plan for us.
It seemed like you might have flipped the momentum after the safety. They go down and get that long drive. How much of a killer was that?
We did flip the momentum after the safety. I mean, we're within 5 points, and then we're driving the football. But like you said, I think we're on between 15 and 20 going in, and we had a negative play on first down. It turns into 2nd and 14. It gets really hard when you're trying to do that, and they're sitting back in coverage. There were times where they were only rushing 2 defensive linemen, dropping everybody else back and spying Judd on the flanks in the middle. So it gets really difficult. But long story short, they made more plays than we did, and the better team won today.
Eli with a pretty big game, 5'8", 135 pounds. Just talk about his impact on this game.
Well, he's the one that I'll probably talk about with teams after this one, as far as talk about squeezing every drop of potential out of your body. That's Eli Wegman, and he's just another one in that group where it's not playing ability it's been great, but it's just more the way he does it. He's just always got a smile on his face. He works his butt off. It was really hard for him to come in here and do this with you guys because it's really raw for him right now, like it is for a lot of our seniors. But class act kid from a class act family, and I'm really going to miss him.
When you look back now, 7 straight appearances at the Dome, 6 straight advances to the championship game, just this 7-year run that you've been on at Grundy Center, what's it meant to you?
Well, I started talking about that in the locker room. That's where I really lost it. So I'm gonna have a hard time with this one. But the Grundy Center took a flyer on me in 2019 when they hired me. I really struggled as a head coach at Wahlert Catholic, and they took a flyer on us. We moved my family halfway across the state, and they've welcomed us with open arms. It's been a wonderful run. It's not over with yet. This is one loss, obviously a high stakes game, but we'll come back next year and we'll have kids that are going to be excited to step up and move forward. But just to be a part of this, Chad, has been just a joy for me.
What do you